The Legend of Heroes is a collection of stories that span across one massive continent known as Zemuria. With roughly 4 main arcs within the series, well, the 13 game titles in total, for now, we'll be starting with Trails Through Daybreak, a perspective that takes place in the Calvary Republic in the year 1208 of the Septian calendar. And while this is the latest title in the series, Trails Through Daybreak is just the start of its own main arc, so there's no harm in starting with Daybreak as a first-time entry into the series. I won't deny that there will be characters from previous games that'll be around, but these games usually give you enough information to go by anyways. So feel free to throw a chair at anyone who tries to gatekeep you for not starting with Sky first chapter, because the Trails series is an opportunity, and everyone hates a backseat. This is one hell of a series in the making, so be sure to subscribe to the channel for more content by yours truly. Because who knows, I might revisit the other titles in the future.
This does appear to be what the boss has asked for.
It looks authentic to me too.
This ain't no knockoff. It's the real thing. So, we good for $1 million?
God damn, what?
I suppose you do deserve a little extra something.
Oh, okay. It's just your average day in America, folks.
Word to the wise. Don't try to blackmail someone higher up on the food chain.
But such a raw-ass line.
Let's just get out of... What?
Bye, have a great time.
Later.
You're, not really here with a job, right?
I am. I have something I'd really like your help with, so if you don't mind, sir.
And so it begins. This tired-looking lad over here is Van Arkwright. He's an independent contractor who people turn to when the authorities and other organizations aren't an option. The blonde lass over here is Anya's Claudel, who just so happens to be one of those people needing to turn to our Spriggan friend over here.
An antique pocket watch. Wait.
This is what I want your help with. I'd like your assistance in locating the old ornament in that image. It's a few decades old and a memento of a relative of mine. My great-grandfather.
Where'd you get this image?
Well, it wasn't through an ordinary search engine, I'll say that.
It's okay, we all like to use incognito mode.
Searching for a memento of a relative sounds like something those suckers at the guild would eat right up.
So you say, but... I can't. I just can't. I can't go to the police with this. And the guild is even more out of the question.
If you say so. Oh, I guess I should have put out something to eat with the tea, huh?
Oh, speaking of food... This is from a popular cakery near our dorm. They only make 20 of them a day, and they're supposed to be really good.
This is Andalusia's late summer limited time edition! The specially made tart covered in Violette de Soleil figs from Oregon honey!
Much later.
Yeah, no, I'd be pissed too if I fell for that. Receiving a bit of an advance, Van accepts the request for the time being. So after familiarizing ourselves with the locals and hot singles in the area, we went to track down an informant that Van knew. And who better to ask than the guy from the opening cutscene. So after a bit of friendly banter about how Van stopped the dude from scamming the elderly, it was time to talk. Despite his attempts to play ignorant, we were able to at least confirm that he knew something, even going as far as tailing him back to his hideout. And it was there that we learned a bit of in-game lore and familiarized ourselves with the combat system. But as we caught up to him, well... I'ma say it, he had it coming. You know this is a JRPG when you got the dodge rolls. Looks like nothing happened here, guys. We opened the door, the thing was there.
No.
Oh.
What are you two doing down here?
Uh-oh.
Whoa! Look at all that blood!
So, it's not what it looks like here, officer. I know it looks very bad, but,
Shit.
yeah, me too, man.
You look like you found yourself in the middle of a real mess here. I hope you're ready to come to the station.
I plead the fifth.
2 important witnesses will volunteer themselves into custody and accompany us to the Sidon station.
Volunteer is a very strong word in this context. August 27th, 3:20 p.m. The heat death of the universe.
You think we'll believe it was just some coincidence that you were in the maintenance tunnel? That you were just taking that girl with you alone on some field trip? Not a chance.
While we should have been interrogated for another few hours, we were bailed out by an old friend of Van's, Renee!
Kincaid, not Renee. You know that.
You're still on the ball as ever, you spectacled sadist.
Same to you, Spriggan. Still working from the shadows and relying on old-fashioned stubbornness and trickery to get the job done, I see.
Damn right.
My homie.
I know your nose and circle of suspicious contacts are not to be underestimated. I won't be getting in the way of whatever you and your friend are working on. If you hear anything interesting, however, you'll give me a call. You owe it to me after bailing you out.
Ooh, got him right there.
I'm hearing there was just a murder. Was that why you were in there?
Oh no. She has the hairstyle. Please, I don't want to go through that again. Cops just took in a key witness, being questioned as we speak. Sounds like it's a detective called Nate in charge. I'm thinking he'll have more for you if you run it now. And so we resume our intel gathering, turning to Riverside once again to a place that was closed earlier during the day. Oh no, another one with the braided hairstyle.
I'm the owner and bartender of this fine establishment. Anne and I have a very special relationship.
Oh my. I know Pride Month may have passed, but it still stays strong. Ramadi essentially gives us the rundown of the opening cutscene, but there were still some missing elements like where the stolen item had gone. Fortunately though...
Here are all the bases he used for the past few years, complete with security logs. Well, be seeing you.
That's my guy. I can't believe you turned to Dingo. I mean, come on, Dingo? The Minecraft Let's Player? Boo! I'm just surprised at how well connected you are. Well, what can I say? I spent time putting people in my debt so I can cash in favors when I need them.
You must have amassed quite a collection by now.
Oh!
I'ma say it. I would.
I hope you know that the detectives at the station and that reporter are very displeased with you, by the way. Your love of causing trouble for everyone and taking advantage of it to further your own goals has never been a bright spot for you.
It was just a prank. No one got hurt. Well, except one guy, but we don't like to talk about him.
Forgive me. My name is Elaine. I'm sorry for interrupting your conversation.
I'm just saying, would.
Be careful not to get too involved here, Van. I'm almost certain that the two people who killed Giacomo were from A.
Thinking the same. But I'll chalk myself up to owing you one for telling me.
With all the information we've gained, we narrowed down the missing item's location to Central Station. And that means we should...
The next stop will be in the cathedral in Edith's Feast District. Those
Nah, no we. They're getting off at the next stop. The affiliation of Giacomo's murderers changes everything. If that's who we're up against, I can't promise I can keep you safe. So this is what we gotta do. That is the responsible decision to make here. I mean, can you imagine that she stays with us?
I thought I told you to get off at the next stop.
You'll have to forgive me for being selfish. But you have to understand just how much that memento means to me. It's something that connects me not just to my great-grandfather, but my mother and grandmother too. And that's not the only reason I want to see this through now. A man is dead. I know you don't like the idea, but I feel like I have to be a part of this. Whatever may come to happen. I'll do everything I can to ensure my own safety, and I'll do everything you ask in the field. So please, won't you let me come with you?
Fine. You're the client.
Oh boy.
But you're gonna have to do everything to keep yourself safe. And if I give you an order, you follow it. If you fail to do that, I terminate our contract then and there.
We clear?
Absolutely. Thank you.
As reckless as that is, I like how he respects it. There's a possibility that she could have done something reckless and followed through by herself. At least this way, I think Van gets to keep an eye on her.
It has been 2 years since the Erebonian Empire launched an unprovoked war of aggression against us. A vile act we were generous enough to forgive. We have used these past 2 years to transform our economy, to bolster our capital, to better our technology. No nation has surpassed what we have accomplished because no nation can. We cannot take our supremacy for granted. I have every intention of taking this power and using it to lead our great world as a whole to a more glorious, prosperous future.
After a handful of current events, it was time for us to make our move, and we made our way into the hideout through a set of underground ruins. Did I miss? Oh, I won't miss again. We didn't counter back from this angle? Are you kidding me? We were like point blank. Oh, that looks fun. They look like friends. Oh, even more friends. Twitch chat, no! This is not Twitch plays! Well, Twitch chat, I always knew you'd turn on me. This is what I get for not streaming. We got Vandalized Raid, nice pun. Bruh. Oh fuck, I didn't even know what I clicked. Alright, that'll do. Bruh. Fuck! Oh, I used this too early. Here we go. What? Okay, that was a bit weird.
I finally hold a Genesis in my hands. There's still more to find, but I did it, Mom. Grandmother.
Do a barrel roll!
Okay, guys. What was that aim?
Look, I'm not opposed to picking up some work from you types most of the time. Just as long as you don't cross the line, which you just did by firing at us.
We're charging them interest, I see. My man's making it rain.
Happy feet! Combo combo!
You don't look like you know all that much about the device itself. But you're still gonna tell us everything you do know, and why you're after it.
Van, I'm certainly curious too. What does a criminal organization even want this for?
Can we talk about how Van has the moves like Jagger? Like, goddamn, look at that sick kick flip, the coins! Man literally threw chump change at the chumps. Ew.
You good?
I'm fine. I'm more worried about you.
Fast-acting enhancement drugs, huh? Didn't think you guys had gone that low. Ever heard the stories about foreign mafias getting destroyed by that stuff?
We stand head and shoulders above them. And now we're gonna stand head, shoulders, and feet above you!
Can we talk about this, gentlemen?
Where'd that spunk from earlier go? We're gonna enjoy this!
Please don't.
You're done, Spriggan!
Don't you dare!
No, child! Don't do it! We don't have health insurance here! The world, though. Oh, I see we have a VTuber in our pocket.
The choice is yours. Will you bear the nightmare or not?
Since when can hollows appear like this? World's full of mysteries. Are you asking me that question of your own free will?
Huh? Of course I am. Just so we're clear, I could not care less how much trouble you're in.
God, I hate tsunderes.
Today's just one thing after another, huh? My life's been a living nightmare for more than a decade now. So what's a little more fire when you're already in the depths?
Oh.
All right, let's do it!
Okay, doing it then. Shard swell. The Frendle's all yours.
I wonder how the Switch is handling this. He's beautiful! Damien has got that lung game, baby. And we start off with a crit.
Do something already.
Bro, I just started. You fuck him. We're kicking his ass first.
Eat this.
All 3 hits counted for crits. Holy shit. And we get more crits. Fuck him up, man. And they're dead now. He's got a vlog about it. Hashtag spring in life.
So that thing's called a Genesis?
Yes, or that's what my grandfather called it in his diaries. It's supposed to be one of 8, called collectively the 8 Genesee.
I'm gonna guess it was behind everything that happened here. Behind Mare showing up, behind me turning into that weird monster, behind spirits popping up down here too.
Then we're of the same mind.
You know, when I accepted this job, I didn't think it'd be from a relative of the one and only Professor Epstein.
Huh?
That thing was made half a century ago, around the time of the Orbital Revolution. It's easy to tell by looking at it just how much precision and skill went into making it.
It's a clock.
Even Epstein's 3 disciples couldn't have made something so advanced back then. Knock them out of the running, and you're left with the father of modern tech, Claude Epstein.
I'm sorry for hiding it from you. I'll tell you everything there is to say. It all started when...
This is not the place for that. Just saying.
Not now. Put it away, quick.
Me too, man.
Oh.
Those 2 are...
They're from Omada. We finally caught them.
Get lost. This is our territory.
Who do you think you're talking to? This isn't a job for civilians.
Damn. Assert your privilege.
They might be at the bottom of the chain, but they're still in Almada. You can have 1 each.
Let's go, 2 for 1. Even though that's not how 2 for 1 actually works.
This is clearly only the beginning of something much greater. Sharpen your skills while you can, Van.
Will do, Renee.
Kincaid.
We got away with murdering 2 guys. Let's go.
This all began with those diaries. They were passed down from my great-grandfather to my grandmother, and then down to my mother until her death 4 years ago. As you guessed, my great-grandfather is the famous Professor Epstein. It was known at the time that he had an adopted daughter, but she went missing very suddenly after he passed away. By the sound of it, something compelled her to shy away from the public eye. I don't know what that something was. It wasn't written in the letter she left me. Then after my mother died, my father began to lose himself in his work. And now all alone, I became more and more captivated by the many diaries that were left behind. They weren't filled with complex formulae or specialist knowledge or things like that. Instead, they were about who he was as a person, what he was like, what his philosophies were, what he valued most in life. He wrote about the little things that colored his days, his bonds with his loved ones, his time spent with his disciples. I could see through every word written that he was a kind, warm-hearted man with a good sense of humor. A man I could respect a great deal. I was so happy to have his writings so I could peer into his world, just like my mother and grandmother before me. And before I knew it, those diaries became my most treasured possessions. However, at the end of his final entry, on the very last page, I found a shocking message. It said, "Recover the 8 Genesee before the year 120X, else all we know will come to an end."
Well, shit. What a message to leave behind.
It could have been a delusion that came to him in the winter of his years. But I began to feel that it was why his diaries had been passed down to me. And as the days wore on, my desire to do something to avert the end he foretold grew stronger and stronger. But I knew I couldn't go public with any of it. Not with my grandmother's disappearance. That led me to enroll at Armus Academy, where I met a very dependable upperclassman. Her advice took me to the Orbital Net, and that led me to you. I just never thought when I started all of this that these would be the consequences. That someone would die. That you would be put in so much danger.
Well, you managed to get one of them. Even if there are still 7 more out there, you could always call it quits here.
I can't. Not when they're what connect me to my family. Not when I now know they really exist. And not after seeing that final entry. Here. This 50,000 Mira is everything I was able to gather for this. I intend to find the remaining 7 on my own. I don't want anyone else to get hurt because of my problems. Oh, but I'll be very careful about it. Promise.
Oh, the face she makes right here. It's the face of someone that you don't want to leave alone. And he knows.
Huh?
My rate's 1,000 Mira an hour, excluding other necessary expenses. I'll bump it up a little because of the danger involved, but you rolled up your sleeves more than your average client. You put yourself in danger to help me. Any more than 10K would be ripping you off. This is how the world of work is. Good thing you're still in school, because you got a lot to learn.
I'm sorry. I just feel you've taken on a lot more than you bargained for from start to finish.
To be honest, that whole turning into a monster thing's got my interest piqued. So it wouldn't feel right to ask you for even more Mira with how we're gonna keep this thing going.
What do you...
Unless you decide to give up altogether, I'll pitch in however I can from here on out. In exchange, you can share any info you got on the Genesee, or anything those diaries say that could help us keep the case open. How's that sound?
I don't know. This doesn't sound like a fair trade at all. I'm the only one benefiting here.
Aren't there labor laws?
Well, if you insist, Van, then thank you very much. Having your support means a lot to me.
Yeah, well, I'll be counting on you too. Now that today's done and dusted, time for my hard-earned reward. I've been waiting for my Andalusia fig and honey tart all day. I was gonna scarf it down all by myself, but you pulled your weight today, so let's go half-half.
How do you finish a cake that big? Wait, no, it's not a cake, it's a tart. I remember Kingdom Hearts 3 being very specific about that.
Oh, but I still want to say... It really does bother me just how much I benefit from this arrangement compared to you. I was thinking of a way to even it out and thought, you know, how about I work here part-time?
Law of equivalent exchange. Let's go, Anyas. I feel like Anyas would watch FMA Brotherhood.
You want a what?
You seem to be so busy that I can't imagine how you find the time to clean up around here. I'm also good at secretarial work too, so I'm sure I'd be a big help with sorting paperwork and whatever else you need. Just a standard wage is fine, or even no wage. Unpaid is totally fine.
Where have I seen this in media?
I can't do that. Haven't you ever heard of labor laws?
Oh, sure enough, there are labor laws in this universe. It's okay, we can bypass that. It's called college credit.
Forget that. This whole idea is crazy.
Yeah, no, you're right. College credit is kind of bullshit in this case.
I understand you have your own way of doing things, but I have my own pride to satisfy, you know. You'll just have to compromise.
She really got him there.
Now, let me just cut this tart into 2 so we can dig in and enjoy. Don't worry, I'll make sure you get the bigger portion. And where do you keep your coffee beans? Oh, there they are.
Wait, how did you find them so...
Who said you could make yourself at home this fast?
Who drinks coffee at like this late into the night? I think it's like 11:30 for them. But yeah, here we are. The end of the prologue. See you guys in the next episode. And that is not getting edited out whatsoever.